Application of standing wave in musical instrument. Introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now I'm going to explain about standing wave. In general, standing wave can be produced by any two identical wave traveling in opposite direction that have the right wavelength. In a bounded medium, standing wave occur when a wave with the correct wavelength meets its reflection. The interference of these two waves produce a resultant wave that does not appear to move. Standing wave don't form under just any circumstances. They require that energy be fed into a system and appropriate frequency. In other words, although there is time-dependent displacement from equilibrium, the position of the maxima and minima remain in place. The location of the standing wave, where the amplitude is always at equilibrium, are called nodes. The location where the wave oscillates away from equilibrium with double this amplitude of its original wave are known as antinode, where the two waves interfere constructively. There are three applications of standing wave, which is string, closed pipe, and open pipe. In string application, a medium is bounded such that its opposite end can be considered free. Antinode will then be found at the end. For closed pipe, when the medium has one fixed end and one free end, the situation changes. A node will always form at the fixed end, while an antinode will always form at the free end. For open pipe, if a medium is bounded such that its opposite end can be considered free, antinode will then be found at the end. Here is the picture of wave for three applications, which is string, open pipe, and closed pipe.
Next, I will share about the application of standing wave in pitch control. Instruments use something cool called the standing wave trick to control how high or low their sounds go. Musicians can change the sound by tweaking things like the length, tension, or thickness of the vibrating part of their instrument. This creates different wave patterns. Remember, these higher frequencies result in higher pitches, while lower frequencies produce lower pitches. Fingering and adjustment. When a string is played open, it vibrates along its entire length, creating a fundamental frequency. By pressing down on the string, it alters the effective length of the vibrating portion. Pressing down shortens the vibrating length, giving birth to higher frequency standing waves and pitched notes. Each press of the finger creates a different piece of the melody. Let's unravel the wonders of vibrato and tremolo. Vibrato. It is like giving a note a subtle whip. By tweaking the tension or length, we create a dynamic oscillation in pitch. Picture standing waves responding to this musical motion. Tremolo is a quick and lively repetition. It is standing waves keeping pace with this rhythmic dance. Now, let's uncover a magical trick called harmonics. Imagine playing a guitar string. By gently touching certain points on the strings, we create standing waves with notes at these touch points. The result, higher pitched and almost magical tones. It is like drawing invisible patterns on the strings. Harmonics showcase how precise control over standing wave patterns give us unique pitches and dreamy sounds.
Now, I'm going to talk about the application of standing waves in string. First of all, what is string? In the context of standing waves, a string typically refers to a stretched, flexible, and elongated material that can vibrate to produce sound waves. These strings are commonly found in musical instruments like guitars, violins, and pianos. Have you ever wondered why a guitar guitar sounds so cool when you strum it? Well, the secret sauce is something called standing waves on the strings. These standing waves are like the conductors of musical orchestra, making the guitar sing in different tunes. Let's take a closer look at how these standing waves work their magic, turning a simple strum into a beautiful melody that gives the guitar its unique and awesome sound. Think of a guitar string like a special thread. When you pluck the string, it's giving a tiny shake. Tiny shake, or what we call as a disturbance, will initiate a vibration along the length of the string. The vibrations of the string result in the formation of standing waves. These waves are like echoes bouncing between the two ends of the string, kind of like a yo-yo going back and forth. We call them standing waves because they stay in one place. Musicians can make different sounds by making the string tighter or looser by adjusting the tuning pegs, and also make the part of the string that vibrates shorter by pressing on different frets on the guitar. And this will generate different pitch, whether we want to make it high note or low note. It's like magic. Changing these things makes the waves look different and creates different sounds. The vibrations in a guitar string make special waves that's really like specific frequencies, and they were called resonance. Resonance is like when the string happily responds to these preferred frequencies, making them stand up and sound stronger. These frequencies depends on how long the string is, how tight the string is, and how heavy the string is. That is why the sound you hear from a guitar is not just a random noise. It's a beautiful resonance of the string at its favorite frequencies. Harmonics in a guitar are special and extra sounds that add flavor to the main note that you play. When you pluck a guitar string, it doesn't just make one sound. Along with the main sound, or called the fundamental, you also get these higher pitch, fainter sounds called harmonics. Harmonics happen because the string is divided into smaller sections when you play. It's a bit like having secret, smaller vibration inside the main vibration. These smaller vibrations create additional notes called overtones or harmonics. They give the guitar sound a richer and more complex quality, making it more interesting to our ears. Meanwhile, the guitar body is like a helper. When you pluck the string, the vibrations travel through the guitar, making the sound bigger and louder. Even the material and thickness of the strings matter. It does influence the standing wave pattern and consequently the overall sound of the guitar. This will make the guitar sound special, and each guitar has its own voice.
Next, I will explain about application of standing wave in open pipe. What is an open pipe? An open pipe in the context of musical instruments refers to a tube or pipe that is open at both ends. The openness at both ends allows air to flow in and out of the pipe and creates specific acoustic characteristics. The example of a musical instrument that is an open pipe is the flute. The flute is the main instrument that produces sound by directing a stream of air across the embouchure hole, and it is a classic example where standing waves are essential for the generation of musical tones. Next, I will explain how standing waves work in flute. Firstly is blowing air and vibrations. When a flutist blows air across the embouchure hole, which is the small opening near the top of the flute, it creates vibrations in the air column inside the flute tube. It will create a sort of musical magic inside the instrument. Next is the formation of standing waves. The vibration air column acts as a resonator, and standing waves are formed within the tube of the flute. The standing waves are formed due to the interference between the incident wave, which is incoming from the flute piece, and the reflected wave, which is the wave that bouncing back from the open and closed ends of the fluid. Next is open and closed ends. The aperture hole where we blow air acts like a closed end, while the opposite end of the flute is always open. For an open pipe like a flute, the open end is always an antinote, and the closed end, which is aperture hole, is always a note. Next is harmonics and overtones. The standing wave in the flute tube give rise to harmonics and overtones, which are multiples of the fundamental frequency. The first harmonic has one antinote, and subsequent harmonics have additional antinotes. Each harmonic contributes to the overall sound of flute. Okay, next is fingering and pitch control. Okay, when we changing finger positions on the flute, it can alter the effective length of the tube and allowing the flutist to control the pitch. Lastly is sound production. The interaction of standing wave generates sound wave that propagate out of the flute and is creating the instrument's music. So the next time you listen to a flute, remember the magic of standing wave. How they dance, how they play, and how they turn the air into a symphony of sound. That's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass to the next presenter.
Now I'm going to continue the presentation by explaining the next topic, which is application of standing waves in a closed pipe. Firstly, what is a closed pipe? A closed pipe, as you can see in the pictures, refers to a tube or pipe that is closed at one end. Closed pipes are important in understanding the physics of sound formation and the production of standing waves. To put it simply, in a closed pipe, sound waves are produced by vibrating air within the tube. When one end of the pipe is closed, it acts as a knot, a point where the air does not move. The open end, on the other hand, acts as an antinode, a point of maximum air displacement. This creates a specific pattern of standing waves within the tube. Closed pipes are commonly found in certain musical instruments, specifically woodwind instruments. Some of it are saxophone and also clarinets. Moving on to paint a better picture, let's talk about how standing waves work in the clarinet. The first point is reed vibration. Before I explain further, you might ask, what is a reed? Well, a reed, as you can see in the picture, is a thin piece of flat material that is held to the instrument's mouthpiece by a ligature. When the player blows air into the clarinet, the reed attached to the mouthpiece vibrates. Next, the vibrating reed creates pressure variations in the column of air inside the clarinet. The sound waves you create travel down the pipe and bounce back when they reach the closed end. After that, here comes the standing wave formation. The column of air inside the clarinet acts like a tube with open and closed ends. This tube supports standing waves at specific frequencies determined by its length. The length of the closed pipe is a crucial factor in determining the frequencies, or we can also refer as musical notes that the clarinet can produce. Here in this slide, the first harmonic for a closed pipe contains a quarter of a wavelength, so L is equal to lambda over 4. The next point is pitch control. By pressing different keys, the player can change the effective length of the air column. This alters the standing wave pattern and consequently the pitch of the sound produced. Last but not least, the clarinet is designed to resonate at specific frequencies, reinforcing the standing waves associated with those frequencies and producing a clear and resonant sound. To conclude, the application of standing waves in musical instruments plays a fundamental role in shaping the unique sounds and harmonies we enjoy.
That's all from us. Thank you for listening.